Hello, I am Teresa Craftygrams. Welcome to the Craft Lair. What you see before you is junk mail envelopes. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Not proud of it, not ashamed of it either, but here you are. Here we are. Some of them back here have been coffee dyed, and the rest are obviously not. Different sizes, different shapes. So today, it doesn't matter. We're just making pockets. Just going to grab a couple few. Most of them have been, cut like this. And then there's the ones that, are return mail that have uh, sealed themselves shut because Georgia's humid all the time. All the time, Georgia's humid. Anyway, so I'm just going to grab a couple of let's just get the messiest ones out of here before I learned the importance of opening an envelope neatly. All right, just grabbing some. Put those on the floor. And I also have some rather neutral, just out of a paper pad, 8.5 by 11, rather thin papers. Not going to cover everything. I don't believe I'm going to cover everything because that's really tedious and extremely not interesting to watch. But I am going to try and clean this up a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and make pocket. Pocket. We're making pockets, yes, but we're going to try and make them with flaps. That's what the word I was looking for. Flaps. Okay, well that's not going to work because they're longer than 8 inches, bozo. Let me just get over here to my big paper cutter and see if I can do this a little bit more smartly. I have not finished my coffee yet this morning, so yeah, bear with me. It's a Monday, 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 Monday. Everybody loves Monday, right? Right. I don't work anymore, so it shouldn't really make a difference to me, but it's just one of those things that kind of does. Right. So that one's open all the way here. And what we're going to do is cut. We're going to cut, and I'm just going to use big scissors to cut off just some of the top for now. And of course, the size of these is going to depend on how big of a journal you put them in. Now, we all know that I generally use just 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, folded in half size. That's ish. So it's usually, my journals are usually 6 by 9. But the papers are a little bit smaller. Pages are a little bit smaller. So I want to be able to fit this on a page. So that might end up being how this plays out. So I'm going to fold that there. And what we're going to do next is, I'm going to sacrifice that little bit and it'll just be messy there. I am going to slice this now with my cutty thing, this thing, down to where I folded it. Ish. I mean, it's fine if it goes a little bit past, obviously. And I'm going to put that back before I impale myself on it. And what we're going to do at this point is pick one of these flaps. Are we going to pick one, or do we have to use this? I think we have to cut this one off. So that would make sense. That's how you make it, the pocket. Yeah, I am with it today, kids. Anyway, all right, I'm going to bring my little guillotine cutter back over here. Come here, Guillaume. And just fold this back out of the way and start chopping. It's a bit fiddly to get it in there, obviously, but we can make it work. Cut that off, and of course we save that because it has that lovely, whatever that's called. In this biz, it would be called a background, but it's not a background. It's a safety envelope pattern. I don't know. You know what it is just as well as I do. Right. So since this is open this much, if we want to preserve the window, which in some cases we do, not always, I don't always care that much, but in this, for demonstration purposes, yeah, I'm going to save the window. Use the window as an element of our pocket. Okay, so just slice it all the way open. This is all resealable. I mean, we have glue, we have tape, we have all the things in the world we need to seal that back up. Right, but I'm going to demonstrate a little technique here. Excuse me, my phone is going crazy, and I must check on my child. No matter how old they are, they're children. They are children. Oh, he's got an air conditioner unit he might be able to use in his house. Oh, that's exciting stuff. Since he works for an air conditioning company, whatever. Anyway, sorry about that. Pardon the interruption. Right. So here's a trick for if you want to cover the envelope front, but preserve the window bit of it. I'll just take a piece of this paper. Like this is what we're going to be covering the envelope with, but we want to cut out the window. So we just sort of do that. And if you have some repositionable glue, that would be a good thing to use. I don't have any of that because my dumb butt would be using it for everything before I remembered, oh, hey, it's not going to stay. So then you can use your stylus or even a pen. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. And then just draw the lines of the window on the back of it. No one will notice. It'll still be there. Right? Oopsie. And then, I mean, you can go around the curves, corners. I just, would make it square because I'm not that great at cutting around corners. But there you go. Now it's sort of embossed on you can't even see it, but it's embossed on your paper, and then you just cut it out. Cut it out. And to cut something out of the middle, we take our scissors, in my case, my brand new left-handed Tim Holtz scissors, and you cut it. Go to the corner, boom, and start there. Now, I mean, this is not going to be perfect, but we're working with junk journals here, right? And like I said, I'm not going to bother with the rounded corners. I'm just going to cut the window out. And I know y'all can't see the line that I'm cutting along, probably. But I can see it. Just barely, but I can see it. Give me my scissors back, paper. All right. So, I know this is fascinating viewing, but it's all part of the process, right? Ooh, I really can't see this one. I can just sort of see a ghost of it. I don't think I put enough pressure behind the pencil that I was using. Of course, if you have an embossing tool, one of those beaded jobs that's small enough to do that, that would be ideal. Maybe use a pen instead of the pencil because I was afraid of using too much force and breaking the pencil lead. So there we go. Raw the messy, but there it is. And then we can just put that over the envelope and, sort about your step uncle. I amuse myself, if nobody else. I mean, it's not exactly perfect. Bob's not exactly your uncle, but, close enough. All right. So, obviously, pay better attention to your paper placement because I didn't put this right up to the edge of the envelope. But hey, there we are. Sorry, my mouth is very dry this morning. So yeah, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the face of this and then cut the extra off. I haven't even opened Petunia up this morning. Let's see what kind of mood she's in. So I'm going to come in a little short here because, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. Okie dokie. This edge up here is the important thing to pay attention to. So you're not closing off the opening to the pocket. And I glued it a little bit too low. It is what it is. It's Monday. Cut me some slack. So I'm going to use good old guillotine here. And of course you could cut this a little bit long and fold it up over the back if you know that you're going to glue it straight down, but I don't know what its future holds at this moment. So, I mean, I guess even if you're going to cover the back of it, whatever, just, whatever. I am choosing to cut it off even with the envelope. Fold that down so I can fit it here. Okay, there you go. You got the front of it covered-ish. Well, I mean, it is covered, just not very neatly. Which is why I very often just ignore the window. Because covering an envelope, sort of collaging around the window, gets on my nerves. And I'm not very great at this, but, hey, practice makes better, right? Okay, so there's that wonky window cut out. But of course, it can all be hidden by decorations. So now what I'm going to do with this is, use it as a flap. I might cut it off a wee bit so it doesn't cover the window when it closes, since we have decided to preserve the window. I'm going to fold it back that way. And now I'm thinking I might just fold it up and glue it. No, I'm going to cut it. Cut it off. That's what I'm doing. Cutting it off. Okay, and now I think I'm going to round these corners. I mean, I should probably cover it first or something at first, but I might just distress it. Since there's nothing really printed on it anywhere else. So, yeah, there's a little window envelope. Let's close it. Close it up. So it becomes a an actual pocket. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to put something on the inside of it. Brilliant. I am just the master of the obvious today, right? Let me get some scrap paper. See what I got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's get some bigger scraps out since this guy's getting a bit full. These are my large scraps. I really like that. It's a bit thickish, like cardstock scrapbook paper, but I like it, so I'm using it. So yeah, there's that. Stay. All right. So I'm just going to sort of, I mean, obviously it doesn't have to cover the whole of the inside, just the visible parts, right? Right. But I would also like it to sort of sturdy up the rest of the envelope, especially where it's all torn here. So there, and there. Look, I do this every time. I just put myself in this little corner here, completely out of frame. Probably. I don't know. Oh, look. I used big scraps and made small scraps. It's the circle of a crafter's life. Wow. All right, stop shuffling stuff around, bonehead. Let's go. And there's a hair in the window. Shocker. Canine, feline, human, I don't know. Anybody's guess. Oh, and here I go. Shuffling stuff around more. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was rather uneventful, which is never a bad thing for me. Because, you know, it takes me a while to recover from even fun activities. And speaking of not fun activities, well, I was at my daughter's house while she was at the dentist on Thursday, I believe. So, or maybe it was Friday. I don't remember. It was a day that ended in Y. And so Wednesday, she's having her wisdom teeth removed. So she was going to have me watch my grandson while she and her husband are at the dentist for her surgery. But she then decided she was going to ask her sister-in-law to watch the baby because she wanted me there because I can go all mama bear if they do anything wrong because I'm meaner. It's like, what the heck, man? What is that? But I mean, she's not wrong. She is not wrong. Don't mess with my baby. I don't care how old she is. She's my baby. And so, yeah, I just kind of laughed at that. My kids have always said that they were more scared of me than their father, which never really knew how to take. But I guess now it's coming in handy, or they appreciate the fact that I can be all mama bear when it's needed. I am not a mean person. I am really not. But whatever. Whatever. Right. So now I'm going to get some thinner paper that kind of coordinates with that. Sorry, my mouth is very dry. She says that she takes a sip of caffeinated coffee, which will dehydrate faster than anything. But you know what? I also have my water here. Oh, there's a hair on me. Y'all, I'm just struggling this morning, and I apologize so very much. It's just Monday. You know what I mean? Ooh, that's a really pretty piece of paper. This is so very old Creative Memories paper. And yeah, I've been hoarding it for probably 25 years. And yeah, that's, I mean, because it's so pretty. Look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. All right, we're going to use it. I'm going to be brave. It's not quite big enough, but it's going down. And I'm going to wrap it over the pocket flap. Don't go all the way to the bottom. It doesn't go there. So, and what did she do? She went all the way to the bottom. I'll tell you what. I tell you what. I was going to say, and I don't have a cloth. But yes, I do have a cloth. Not really a cloth, it's a paper towel, but you know what I mean. Gosh. What we got going on here? Yeah, I don't want this to hang over there. Boom. Okay. That looks pretty good. I might have to do a little zhuzhing up there. Let's do this. There we go. Lovely. I am going to cut the other side because, you know, my hand ain't all that steady. Itty. Yeah. People ask me, oh, why you have to quit work? You seem like you're fine. I mean, I'm coming at you with a needle with a shaky hand. I don't think so. I don't think that would go down well at the hospital. There we go. Now, oh my gosh, I love that paper. Sorry, I just really, really love that paper. Can you tell? All right, so I'm going to take maybe I'm not going to take my thingy, what is it called? The thing with the bead at the top that I use for in the score board. Is it a stylus? I don't know. But anyway, I can't find it. It's in the penny bucket somewhere. It is in the penny bucket. This is the penny bucket. And it's a disaster this morning. Oh, and look, there it is. The penny bucket. My pretty little girl. Anyway, the real one's laying on the floor in the hallway. I don't know why, but that's her new thing now, y'all. The floor in the hall. she's not telling me why, so just sort of let her be, you know? She's a million years old. She can pretty much do whatever she still wants to. All right. So now we have a lovely large pocket. The pocket. I really like it. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I love that paper. I'm over it. All right, I'm going to stop now. Stop mooning over the paper. And of course, when the actual use of it comes to be, um, it'll be customizable, right? To whatever journal it's going in. This one has a lovely large window, but it's all torn to heck up here. So we're going to start by cutting that off. And I know I can't use my guillotine, but it sits on top of my big one, my big paper trimmer. So I'm just going to slice off that end, easy, like that. Oh, that makes so many crumbs. And it didn't really solve the problem much. It's better. It's not perfect, but we're not in the business of perfect around here. So this, I'm going to ignore that is there. Okay, I can't. That's just too much faffiness for me. And this one, I'm going to start by cutting it all open. Oh, let me start by cutting the end off somewhere. I'm not, measuring or any of that stuff, obviously. I'm just chopping. And let me just tell you, this one I cut off enough that this is a usable for a pocket. We'll address that one later. We'll address that envelope later. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I apologize. Uh-oh. And what are we going to do? We have this lovely, basically blank canvas. And I am actually just going to put a little bit of something there instead of trying to mess around that crazy shaped window. We're just going to take a piece of this and do that. That's what we're going to do. And that's what we're going to do. Oh, I have two pieces of something. Let's see. Ooh, let's use that one. All right. Starting all over. I'm just going to cut it sort of this way. I'm going to do a this. And why I cut this open is because I want to put something on the inside that can be seen from the outside. So I thought I would try and put this in there, but it's not wide enough. Ooh, wait a minute. That's so close. Close, but no cigar. Doesn't really matter which way that flower goes, right? Right. I'm trying so hard to make this work, but there's still going to be some white. Some white behind it. Sorry if my head's in the way. Deep in concentration here. but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to do it. How many pairs of scissors do I need out at one time? I'm just doing this so I know where to glue. I'll get to the length of it later. I'm just going to glue these two sides and the bottom, because I didn't see how far over it goes. Right. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. There's that line, and there's that line. Let's get it. All right, fingers crossed. Booyah, look at me go. Now I'm all kinds of proud of myself. Man, I love that paper. All right, so let's cut this end off. Close. Yeah, I'm talking to the envelope. It's just being difficult, you know, and that kind of behavior has to be nipped in the bud. You have to be stern. So now this isn't really gonna go with that, is it? Might be back to this quatrefoil pattern. Is that what it is? Quatrefoil? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. That's not big enough. Oh, that goes back over there. All right. Okay, so let's cut this one the right length. We'll start with that. Well, I'm just going to cut it shorter so it's easier to deal with. Sorry, I got to put you back on deck. Maybe next time. All right, and again, I'm just going to put some glue along here. Just need one piece of paper. And stick it down there. Come up. Thank you. Cut it off. Or wrap it around. That's what we're doing. We're wrapping it around. Yipper pepper. Wrapping it around. Oh, that's so cute. All right, what am I going to do about this mess over here? What am I going to do about that? Let's glue this down while I think about it. Oops. I haven't inked a single thing. What is wrong with me? Because normally I'm going to ink and think. Like I don't even know myself today. All right. Man, that's cute. Really proud of myself, aren't I? So I'm going to do the little trick in here so that when you go to put things in the pocket, they don't get stuck on that piece of paper on the inside. I'm just going to get a little piece of, I mean, you can use washi tape or Scotch tape or whatever kind of tape. I just always have masking tape on my trolley next to me. And make that nice and flat. Oh, sorry. Darn, you can see it from the front. Well, curse words. That may end up getting covered a bit. Man on a galloping horse and all of that my mother used to say. Okay, now we're back to what are we going to do over here? Put some glue on that. It's really getting on my nerves. Okay. I might just put some washi on that. But then it'll look like two stripes. I don't know about that either. Blah, 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 blah. Dilemmas, dilemmas, dilemmas. Let's pull out some washi and see what we think. Got washi? Yup. Oh, this is what caught my eye first. So let's see. Let's see what it really looks like. You see? I mean, I guess I could then decorate so it doesn't look like it's just stripes. Not that I have anything against stripes. I'm just saying it's, it's a bit. Is it a bit stripe pattern? I don't know. I'm just doing it. I can't faff around with this anymore. I just gotta do it. Just gotta Nike it. Well, curse words. See, this is just that's way too ridiculous. That was too much work for that. Or maybe it was just me because I'm, awkward. And it's not straight and it's just, all kinds of problematic. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right. And guess what I did not do before I did that? I did not glue the bottom. So thank you, Precision Tip Glue Bottle. Boom. Problem solved. Problem solved. Now, right, there's another one that's ready for decorating and using. And then back to the chunk I cut off. Perfectly serviceable envelope bottom, right? So we're going to do something very similar to what we did with the rest of the envelope. I'm just going to collage some scraps on it and it'll be ready to use as a, as a pocket. As a pocket. Just glue it down and I'll trim off the excess. Good way to use up scraps. Yeah. Collaging on the envelopes. All the pieces of the envelope. All of them. It's just a scrap-a-palooza going on here. Excuse me, Penny, you're standing on my squishy tool. All right, cut that off. And I can throw that one away. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I hear you all out there. But yes, I can throw that one away. All right. So that'll be, I'm just going to glue that up there. Glue goobers. Glue it right there. Squish it down, squish it down. And there we go. You can do more on the back of it. In fact, we might do that, although it'll probably get glued down. So, yeah, we're not gonna. All right. All right. Let's do one more. Let's do one that has a lot of stuff on it. Look, I love it when I get these because they're not really. But I use the, if they actually send a plastic or a decent thickness of card, I will use that for a glue spreader thingy. Right. So that has a lot of stuff on it, and it's on the opposite end, obviously, from the window, so I can just cut most of it off. Cut most of it off. Like that. And then I will do the flapped envelope thing again. Flapped. Yeah, it'll be an envelope. This thing, I need this thing. And since this is white on the inside, I might just swish around with my ink dauber to knock back the white. Let me go ahead and open it up all the way, fillet it, and make it easier to do. Right, where's my, I don't even know what's on this. It is ground espresso. I was using last. Just do that. Oh, just do that. Sorry, you can hear it squeaking. I can hear it squeaking. Ooh. Just making all kind of a mess. Well, it's just sliding everywhere. It's not really making a mess. All right, that's that. Good enough. See, and that just sort of looks vintagey in there. And then let me cut off this front flap. Yeah, this one I'm pretending sort of the window doesn't exist, most of it, because it is very long. But, so I don't mind if the flap covers some of that window. It's going to be impossible to not cover some of it. So, and of course, if you want to do something different, put something in the window that peeks through like we did the last one, that's, obviously, go for it, dude. And that was sort of an awkward operation there, and it didn't actually take enough off. Rawr. Do the rawr. Sorry. It was a kids movie. All right. I have mangled that back piece, but it's fine. We can fix it. As Cindy says, we can fix it. Cindy the Builder. Why is that? Looks like it's not. Wow. Why does that look like it's not straight? We're going to see if it is. It is not straight. What the heck? So, I can't make it straighter. But now that I've cut off that other piece, maybe I can make this straighter. It'll be less bulk. Let's just take a smidge off. Yes, a smidge is a technical term. I think that looks better. All right. All right, chill out, girl. Chill out. Chill out. And what am I going to put on the front of this? Let's see what else I brought out here. Ooh, what's this lovely grunginess? I'm going to cut that in half, so just so I'm not having such a giant piece to work with. Okay, it's not in half, but definitely easier to work with. And what I'm going to do this time is line it up properly. And use my washi tape to hold it in place. Just using it to hold it in place. This is not, I know this ain't going with it. This is not going with it. It does not match. That's okay. We're just going to use it for tape purposes. Right here, right now. Like so. Okay, we're going to hold that in place. Probably should have done it on the bottom. But we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to try it with this thing. It would probably help if I put something like a pad under the paper so it actually had something to squish into. Let me get my stamp paddy thing. This thing, it's really an ironing thing, but it's so tiny that it's just perfect for using under my stamps and my, well, now we're going to try it with this. Let's see how that did. A little bit better. A little bit better. Sweet. It was a really good idea of me. I am so proud of me. Okay, I'm over myself now. All right. Now let's see how I do cutting it out. See if I can get this off with it. I mean, I know it's washi tape, but as soon as you want washi tape to not stick, that's when it sticks. Right. So here we go again. I'm going to use the smaller scissors. Put you guys away for a minute. Yeah, like that's going to help the chaos on my desk. Okay. Boom. No, I cannot talk and cut at the same time. It requires too much concentration. Come here. I'm not done with you. Oh, Lordy, I can't see the line. All right. Halfway done. Just hurt the paper tear. These narrow windows are really not easy to do this on. Let's see how bad that looks. All right. Uh-oh. All right, we did a little bit better this time. A little bit. Still went way too far on this corner. That is okay. I don't like this bit here where I started. All right, good enough. Okay, now I am going to glue. I mean, come on, kid. Work with me here. I might cry. Oh, nope. She's working with me. Thank you. Thank you, Petunia. Oopsie. Okay. Come here. Nice. Okay. Now we have to cut this again. Here's this thing again. Sorry. Come here, guillotine. All right. I wish I could get just that under there, but that's just not possible. It is impossible. So I'm just going to have to hope I don't cut the flap off. Because, I mean, that's a possibility. Anything's possible. I don't think I did. It's not hanging on there, is it? Yeah. Good girl. Good job. Good job. All right. Now I can do some glue on the inside here to return it to pocket status. And there we go. That's quite nice. All right. Oh. What happened here? Anyway, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to have to cover this. And looks like I went a little too wild, but not really wild enough on this. So we're going to just do this. I may decide to, ooh, sorry. We'll see. This may get covered. I don't know yet. Store your ink pads upside down. I've heard it. I don't know if it's actually true, but it kind of, I mean, it makes sense. Gravity is a thing. So if you store your ink pads face down, the ink stays at the surface of the pad. I don't know. I don't know how you would test that theory, but you know, we'll see. I do it just to, cover all bases. Can't hurt. Takes up the same amount of space. All right, corner round all the way. Glory be to St. Peter. Okay, before I start cursing, I'm going to give up on that. Alrighty, now I need to turn my fan on. My air conditioner just turned off in the house, and now it's quite warm. It's quite warm for this delicate flower. That was my Southern Belle impression, in case you didn't recognize it. That's kind of too much, I think. Let's see if we can find something else. Neutral. That's neutral. Nothing neutral in here. Come on now. Love this paper, but I think this is the last piece I have of it. That really, it makes me sad. But that's really cute. I don't even know where this paper came from. All right, I'm going to use it because, not supposed to be hoarding anything anymore. Yeah. No hoarding. Use what you own. And I am going to wrap it around the back a little bit. This one, I'm planning on. Look, I refuse to let it go. I'm planning on just gluing down on a page. Right? Why am I singing? I have a song stuck in my head. The jukebox in my brain just never stops. Whoops. I have a muscle spasm there. Sorry. Good thing it was a needle. Wasn't a needle I was holding. Oops, sorry. I mean, I laugh about it, but it makes me very sad. I can't do my calling, the profession I was called to. Right, I'm just going to try and trim that off a little bit. Not with those scissors. Trying to preserve them and use them only for paper. I was told that since they're micro-serrated, they can't be, well, they can be sharpened, but it's like has to be done by a professional and la 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 la. So, yeah, maybe this one has some sturdier paper to it. No, it just will not. It just will not. It did. All right. Now let's see if I can get it to fold. This is a bit thick paper. Where's this thing? And this thing. Booyah. Look at there. That'll get. There we go. It'll get used to its new job. But I probably shouldn't mess with it too much while the glue's still drying on it, huh? Let me just leave that be for now. I do think I'm going to ink this little one. Look at that. See, that paper is just beautiful with the ink. Inking applied to it. I love it. La la la. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that like that. I don't mind it. All right, super cute. Love it. Ready for decorating. How long have we been doing this? Way too long. I'm going to have to, yeah, that's a problem. Sorry about that. All right, we got to wrap it up, kids. I have been faffing around for too long, and I apologize for the long video. Obviously, fast forward is always an option for you if I don't manage to learn how to edit it. So, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Craft and joy, y'all. Bye.